Alright, here we are for round number 4 with our Teachings deck. This hand is very close. Unfortunately, I do kind of have 2 dead cards here to start off with. And I only have 1 land. If I had a second land, I'd snap keep this hand, but I think I have to mulligan it. This hand is really slow, but it's a lot better than our last one. Counterspell I can't cast for until turn 5, it looks like. Still might be worth keeping, yeah. In the matchups where removal spells are bad, that's a good spell, so just do that. I don't really know what I'm hoping for with this hand, like what kind of opponent I'm hoping for, but hopefully someone who doesn't do very much, like Kuldotha Boros, like a really slow draw from Kuldotha Boros. I'd like to see that. Tron's still pretty scary with this deck. I was saying last round that it's better now, but it's still not great. And Chromatic Sphere means it's probably one of the decks that's worse for us. Like the mono green kind of ones usually just have a ton more threats, so they're a little scarier sometimes. Because we can run out Marasatron out of threats, like we only have to counter like one thing, and I don't know. Hopefully they just miss their land drop here. Cool. So, yeah, we got a pretty slow draw here. If I don't draw an untapped land, I can't cast anything again for another turn. They just top decked a Tron land, which is not cool. Not cool at all, man. One benefit of playing against this deck is a lot of their threats are just, like, they just get killed by Doomblade, so I don't have to worry about them at all. And I do have my Bojuka Bug. Unfortunately, I kind of have to play it like a bunch of times here and not get any value out of it. But if I draw another land or two, I might be able to hold it for this Aqueduct. False Summoning was probably our best draw in the deck, except maybe like a basic island might have been better. But False Summoning is a really strong draw here. That said, I don't expect them to play a creature this turn unless they top deck Natural Tron. Doesn't look like they did. They're just going to be playing a Prophetic Prism, which unfortunately I can't counter. Yeah, so pretty obvious line to play here. I think I'm going to play my Talisman and pick up my Bojuka Bog with my Aqueduct unless I draw an untapped land. I don't really want to have to discard, and I'd like to get more mana on the table. Alright, tap dual land. That's an interesting one. I still can't hold up Counterspell though, so I can hold up his False Summoning. It'd be kind of bad if they, it'd be annoying if they play a Muldrifter, but I have an Echoing Decay for it, and it's just whatever. I gotta get my stuff online too. I'm gonna pick up the Bog with the Aqueduct here. Alright. We're getting our mana online slowly but surely. Alright, and this means I can keep my Bojuka Bog in hand. I can play my Backwater next turn. I will have to decide. It depends a lot on what my opponent does. If they don't play anything good, I could play this Curse to get the clock going. Hopefully he just plays like an Ulamog's Crusher, uses all his mana for it. I'm not too hopeful for that, but you never know. Fangor Marauder is also fine. I'm not scared of that card in the least. If he plays a Fangor Marauder, I think I'll play my Curse and then hold up False Summoning. I'll take 5, and then if he plays something, I'll counter it, otherwise I'll Doomblade. End of turn. Just kind of struggling here. This is why I normally time out my Tron opponents, because they take forever to make, I don't know, what I consider to be pretty simple decisions. They do have a lot of choices though, like if he had a Fangor Marauder there, and an Ancient Stirrings, plus a Prophetic Prism, has to make some decisions. Also the mana takes a long time to tap because it's so awkward. But You can see I've used only 1 minute and 13 seconds, and I had to mulligan and stuff, and my opponent has used far more than that. Fierce Empath, that's pretty annoying. That would have been something I would have liked to hold up False Summoning for. But, you can always just Echoing Decay it. Taking a Crusher. Crusher's a nice one to Doomblade. I'd rather False Summoning away a something a little more impactful, like upon entering the battlefield. Alright, another map. So, I'm going to go ahead and play this Curse of the Bloody Tome, and then hold up False Summoning here. If they don't play, okay, they did play that land, but that's not an impressive land. See if they have a crop rotation too. Crop rotate that away. That is something luckily, this is actually nice that this is out of the deck now. Means I don't have to worry about it when I go to Doomblade my opponent. The reason I'm playing this Curse down is, I don't know when I'm going to have time to play it after now, and I don't think they're going to be able to cast 2 spells I need to counter in the same turn. I will counter the Crusher probably just because I don't want my Doomblade to get hit by, like, if they have another one of these, I could get got pretty hard. Can't really afford to have that happen. I am turning on their Haunted Fengraphs with this, but they'll be turned on this turn anyway. What could my opponent have now? Man, if my opponent taps all the way out, then I'm especially not going to counter it. My opponent can't even crop rotate now for a Sagittarius Step. If my opponent doesn't have a land here, that was a pretty bad play. So I could have just mapped for, unless they really want to get a Haunted Fengraph. Oh wow, Bajuka Bog me. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot more value to be gotten with that Bajuka Bog later, but if it's your only land, you just can't. You can't just sit around. Alright, let's go ahead and just Doomblade this Crusher. I'll take the 1. They didn't hit me for 1. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to Echoing Decay this. I'm going to Bog these away. It's possible I want to like use Teachings to get Crypt Incursion or something, but I really don't want them to get a Haunted Fengraph and get that stuff back right away. Ugh. That's the most annoying one, because that's the one I really don't want them to resolve, is the Fierce Empath, because it's a 2-for-1. Crusher, you get hit with False Summoning. My opponent keeps not cracking their map here when they have the extra mana for it. So, must really want to hold this for a Fengraph, which I can understand. But like my opponent could use 2 mana from Power Plant to get another tower, and that's plus mana. Okay, that's a good draw. One disadvantage of playing this Curse right here is it's going to make us win this game much faster, and I would like this game to last longer so my opponent would time out. But there's just no replacement for actually winning the game, you know? So, for those of you who've watched me play, you know that I often board these out, and I'll probably do it here, because my opponent's going to have a lot of Aurochs Herd. That's actually pretty annoying. I think I'm going to counter that. I'm going to counter it with Exclude. I guess I want to hold up a little more blue mana. Because it doesn't really matter. Yeah, holding up 1 blue mana doesn't help me very much. I'm going to kind of hold up Exclude. I don't want these to just chain into each other. I could just like double Echoing Decay them, but I already lost one Echoing Decay, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay. Does my opponent have a land? No land. I just drew the Echoing Decay all naturally. Yeah, like I said, I like to save my counterspells for the creatures that are 2-for-1s, but I don't have a ton of removal. I don't have any removal right now, obviously. I mean, I can Teachings for... yeah, Crop Rotation's fine. I can Teachings for an Edict. I can Teachings for that Devour Flash, but Crop Rotation can fizzle that with a Colony Garden. I really don't want to see that happen very much. Another Aurochs Herd. Yeah, I think I'll counter this. Why not? I do have enough mana here to also flash back my Teachings right now. If I had double blue available still, I would cast Think Twice instead of Teachings, but I'm not doing that. My opponent does get to go grab that Haunted Fengraph and use it right here. Oh no, they don't want to. They got something that costs more mana than that. This is another Aurochs Herd. I tried so hard to keep them off the board. Alright. You can have your darn Aurochs Herd. Let's go Teachings. I could get a removal spell, but I actually would rather get a counter, or I'd rather get another Teachings first. My opponent did get to grab their last Aurochs Herd out of their deck, seeing as 2 of them are gone now. There's that Devour Flash I was talking about. Let's go ahead and think twice, see if I hit a land here. I did not. I'll just pass the turn. I still have enough to Teachings for a counterspell. I want to make sure I always have counterspell up for Rolling Thunder. Until I see, once I see 2 Rolling Thunders in the graveyard, then I'm willing to assume that maybe they don't have any more of any of them. But before that, I'm not gonna make that assumption at all. All right, comes another Aurochs Herd. And I'll go ahead and repeal, or I'll exclude this one as well. Not sure my opponent has room in their deck for like too many other things. Like too many of the other like crazy threats. If they've spent 4 spots on Aurochs Herd, they might not even have room for Rolling Thunder. I could very well lose right here to a another Crusher though. That's pretty brutal. Well, I won't lose. I'll just have to like repeal the Aurochs Herd and then Devour Flesh the Crusher. But still, I'm gonna have to tap out, which I don't think is very cool. All right, let's go ahead and repeal this Crusher, I think, or capsize the Crusher. My opponent doesn't have enough to kill me yet. They don't have enough mana yet to kill me with a Rolling Thunder, even if they have one. I'm going to Devour Flesh this Crusher. Yeah, let's do that. So let's go ahead and capsize you. Be really nice if I could hit a Chainer's Edict instead of my 1-for-1 removal. And actually this repeal is really nice because they might crop rotate for a Conley Garden here, and then I'll get to kill the token with my repeal, and it's going to feel so good. Oh, they didn't have it. I really wanted them to have that. Okay. Then we'll pass the turn. So you can see our opponents used far more than 1/3 of the time for this game. And this is a really fast-paced game. I mean, I played this curse on, what, turn 5 or something? Normally it's like a turn 15, 20 play, and then you lose on turn 30. So we know our opponent has an Aurochs Herd, we don't know anything else. Crop rotation. Okay. This is probably going to be a Haunted Fengraf then. They must not have Haunted Fengraf in their deck. That's insane to me that you would play crop rotation in a deck without Haunted Fengraf. Like, you should not be... There's no way you should be playing Bojuka Bog in these Sajiri Steps and stuff without a Haunted Fengraf. Just one. Like, you only need one. You've got, like, 8 tutors, though. That's crazy to me. Alright. So, if they don't play anything else, I'll take 4 from this, and I won't worry about it too much. But it looks like they're playing something else that's pretty big. Alright, Fangor Marauder, also don't really care about that. Feel free to gain as much life as you like. Our opponent is really cutting down their own clock, or like they're shortening my clock on them. They're playing out their lands, so I know what they have. Alright. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 mana. I don't have enough to double capsize. I think I'll just repeal... I guess I'll repeal the Fangor Marauder first. See what I draw here. If I draw like a Disfigure, I can just kill this with Echoing Decay. Should be kind of nice. Alright, I already played a land. I know my opponent's going to play something, so I might as well just cast this thing twice right now in case I draw a Chainer's Edict. Disfigure, I was just talking about you. I don't need you now, though. Now you're too slow. Alright. So, next, our opponent played a land, so this turn I'll be able to kill this Aurochs Herd with these, and then I'll be able to bounce the Marauder with my Capsize. With no problems. Got a Prohibit that's like pretty bad card to have. Capsize you. I'm doing this on my turn because I don't know if they have another Sajiri Step or something insane. There's that Colony Garden I was talking about. Echoing Decay. Plus Disfigure. So I probably will prohibit anything that I can prohibit. So they do have 2 Sajiri Steps. Man, what a psycho. Alright. So who's going to tell me the second Sajiri Step is better than the first Haunted Fengraf? That just can't be true. We're at the point where I think this Capsize is just going to be enough to win us the game anyways. So I'll just keep capsizing this guy. We're still too high for our opponent to Rolling Thunder us to death. So I'm not worried about it. So you can see our opponents use half the time in this game 1. And the game 1 went faster than a normal game 1 already. So let's go ahead and let's just think twice, I guess. Okay. Those are not great. That was a good one though. Let's just quick finish this game off. That should pretty much end this for our opponent. Yeah, let's just pick up the Bojuka Bog actually. I want to hold up Teachings for Counterspell, just in case. Haven't seen a Rolling Thunder at all. Not that it would matter, our opponent doesn't have enough mana anyway. They get to look at all the cards left in their deck except one. They get to get a Colony Garden. I think they already played their land, but I didn't really pay too close of attention. They do get to decide what they draw next turn. Okay. Opponent should probably concede instead of wasting like another 10 seconds off their clock, or like even one more instant off their clock. Okay. Well, I bog you. Just in case they have something crazy. I don't think there's anything they could have that'd be too crazy. Alright, we win. Our opponent realized that they're dead meat. So normally I would bring in like Hydroblast against this deck, but I didn't see anything. They might just really, really be mono green, but normally they're not actually mono green. This is tough. I didn't see anything that would indicate that they're playing anything else, but these decks almost always, like, they've got Stone Rains in the sideboard, they've got all kinds of stuff. Normally I'd bring in Relic too, but they didn't even have any Haunted Fengraphs. I don't know how to play this. I think I want these Duresses. These I know aren't dead, and I think I want the Deep Analysis. I want to cut the Repeal, I think. I want to cut the one Evankar's Justice, and I want to cut the Curse. Justice is probably enough to kill them if I need to. They'll probably mill themselves before I mill myself, so I don't have to worry too much about the Curse. Also, I don't need the Curse because we're going to win on time anyway, so I don't really need anything else with that. So as far as removal spells go that aren't very good, I've got 3 Disfigures that are bad. I've got cards that are bad: Agony Warp, Echoing Decay, both pretty bad. And then these Disfigures are bad. Also, 7 Cards Justice is pretty bad. So I can't take all of these out, and I do want to leave some of them in for the Colony Garden tokens, I guess. Let's leave in like 1 of each, I guess, and then see what else I want to bring in. I think I'll bring in I'm going to bring in 1 Dispel. I know they have some instance they have Crop Rotation, so bring those in. And then I'm tempted to bring in these Anglers because they block those Aurochs. I'm going to bring in the Anglers, and then I'm going to cut that Agony Warp. I don't want it. Don't really even want this Evankar's Justice at this point, actually. Yeah, just cut that, and I'll bring back the Agony Warp. Okay, that seems okay. That's the problem with playing against these Tron decks, especially these kind of unorthodox ones. Like, no one ever 5-0s with this list, so I don't know what to expect out of it. Gonna mulligan, no land. This hand is okay. It's pretty slow, though. Deprive. I'm gonna put that on the bottom. I think I need removal, because I think they'll probably have a big threat down before I can counter anything. Alright, got an island. The problem is, they're likely to stick a big threat on turn 3 with this hand. But we'll see. They might not be able to get a color and Tron next turn. I'd be shocked if they couldn't get one or the other, but they might not be able to get both. Tower, not necessarily Tron. So, they do have the colors. That's a pretty bad draw. Angler's really bad right here. Let's see if they have it. Nothing I could do about it. Couldn't play anything different. Yeah, natural Tron, of course, with a color on turn 3. Kind of the Tron nut draw. It's easier with this deck because there's so many ways to search out Tron. But it's still a little annoying to play against. So they got a lot of 6-drops that they could play. Crop Rotation. Interesting. Doesn't gain you any mana. Is it just to thin their deck? That's weird. They still only have 7 mana this turn. If they would have sacked a tower and gotten another tower, they could have played an Ulamog's Crusher this turn, which would have ended the game if I didn't top deck a removal spell right here. But that's not what they did. Okay, well, Gonna have to cast a counterspell here almost certainly. If I don't have to, I mean, I'll think twice, but I don't expect that to be the case. Do I have to counter like the second Aurochs Herd? It's too fast of a clock, and my Grimag Angler can't block them anymore if that happens. Just a natural green source too, that's cool. Alright, counterspell you. A little tilting to draw the island like the turn after I really needed it. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and just play this Talisman and hold up Think Twice. There's almost no way we can come back here. I think I need to Think Twice into a removal spell plus hit another one off my draw step. Unless my opponent's hand is just so bad. Which it might be. It could be all full of like reactive spells, or they put in a bunch of colored spells that aren't green. Or like maybe they have to cast an Ancient Stirrings or something. Crop Rotation, okay. Colony Garden means that I can't use an Edict, but that's probably not the end of the world. Duress, huh? Might as well use it. Kind of see what I'm up against here. All land, huh? Okay. Well, I can, if I'm willing to lose my Think Twice, I can play this Angler now. I don't, like, have to actually lose my Think Twice right now. But, my opponent will just play Bojuka Bog, probably. Alright, so if my opponent misses a few more turns than I hit, could be okay. This will probably be my opponent's best chance to Bojuka Bog, so I'm expecting it to happen, but wanted to at least force them to do it. It looks like they drew something. Okay, it's just a map. Let's see if now they have Haunted Fengraf, because that would get an Aurochs Herd that they could cast here and get another Aurochs Herd. That would probably end the game for us, no? So Jury Step. That's an interesting one to get. It doesn't really do anything. Alright, let's do that. And do that. I am clearly not attacking, I don't think. Well, this is actually an interesting spot. What do you got? You guys should let me know in the comments what you think. I have my opponent on a 5-turn clock if they chump with the plant. And they're going to have to deal more turns than that to me. Yeah, I think I'm going to attack. Let's get in. I don't expect this plan to work, but I have nothing going on. And if they hit anything at all, I can't really win. Just play a tower and pass. Just play a tower and pass. No! No! The best card in the deck. Come on. The best draw in the whole deck. Alright, well. Looks like we're done for. So I need to draw a Doomblade right here. Yep. I mean, we don't technically lose, but we do lose. Yeah, so our opponent drew their best possible card from when we looked at their hand, and they drew their best possible card, and we drew another land. So, like, they had more good draws. They had a lot of good draws that they could hit here, but really needed them to hit basically anything other than a Crusher. Empath's just a better version of a Crusher. So unfortunately, I actually have to chump here if I want to... Oh, no, I don't. If I want to live through next turn, I was thinking I had to chump here. But I've got these pristine talismans that can save me. Oh, that's cool. Crusher into Crusher. That's fair. Well, they do have a ton of Crushers in their deck. But it's not that many. It's only like 6. Right? They have like 6 copies of Crusher. Well, gonna make my opponent play it out. I guess. Unfortunately, it didn't make them even use that much time this game, but it is what it is. Still have this Sajiri step, they can use it to force a Crusher through, but Crusher was already getting through. Yep. Alright, well, I lose a lot of my stuff, including my life. Alright. We're dead. So, nothing there made me want to play anything differently. Not sure I even want these dispels. Repeal would have been kind of nice for the token, I guess. Yeah, I mean, nothing made me want anything different than what we had. Might not want the Crypt Incursion, still haven't seen any way for them to get creatures back from the graveyard. Yeah. I could bring in the Curse. I'm just gonna stick with what we got. Right on the play. Got a pretty good hand. Let's keep it. It's not great. Prohibit doesn't hit that much. Disfigure doesn't hit that much, but when we have Prohibit up turn 2, it does hit a lot more stuff. I do have to decide if I want to keep it up turn 2, and I think the answer is no. I'd rather have Exclude up on turn 3 than Prohibit up on turn 2. Bajuka Bug kind of punishing us here. It'd be much nicer if it were just a swamp. Be a nice time for our opponent to play their Colony Guard and I could just snipe it with a Disfigure. So this would be nice. This is why it would be nice to hold up the Prohibit here, because they're probably going to cast an Ancient Stirrings or a map or like a Prophetic Prism, Star, something like that. But they don't necessarily need to resolve these to just have Tron plus a color next turn. Crusher they shouldn't be able to cast next turn without, if they play like a Chromatic Star here, and then they have just natural Tron and a Crop Rotation, then they could cast this next turn. Yeah, I'm gonna hold up Exclude. It would have been nice to have that last turn. Be a little less awkward going forward. It's a little unfortunate that this is the turn they're not really going to do anything, and I couldn't really hold up Exclude this turn, but it was just so risky if they did something else. I'm going to Prohibit whatever this is. Hopefully it's a Prophetic Prism, they just tap out for it, and I get to Prohibit it. I do have to decide if they want to do like this Star and then cast something off of it. I would maybe prefer to hit the thing they cast, but just go ahead and Prohibit that right now. The reason this was so awkward is I can't even cast this turn. I can't even play it this turn. It's possible I should have played the Pristine Talisman last turn and just tapped out. But I can't just let them cast whatever they want this turn. Yep, Sphere is fine. My opponent's not playing around Force Spike, what a noob. Yeah, this card's not great, but I can't really let it resolve at this point. I'm pretty far away from casting my Angler. I really need to hit another land. Yep. That's pretty brutal. Yeah, I mean, I just can't play it. I can't let a Crusher resolve, so I just can't play that land, even though I drew it. Guess I gotta be more specific when I ask for a land. Like, I gotta make sure that I tell the powers that be that I want any land besides my Dimir Aqueduct. Okay, looks like they hit another power plant. Not too scary. Not as scary as hitting another Crusher. Prophetic Prism. Pretty annoying that I can't do anything about that. Because they were... Now their like colors are completely online. Here's Empath. I think I'm going to exclude this. No, it's fine. Another Crusher is pretty annoying. Alright. Disfigure you. So I need to draw either a removal spell. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm gonna lose this game because I held up exclude that turn that I didn't need to. Like, I was scared of them hitting natural Tron and playing something, and that's gonna cost me this game. Because I could have had all of these, and like I could have hit my land drop every turn so far instead of no turns. Or yeah, like if I just hit this a little sooner. So I'm hoping they can't cast anything too crazy this turn. Just gonna play my Talisman, pick up my Swamp. I guess I could have played the Angler this turn, but I'd actually rather get another land in play. This way, ooh, do I have, how many Disfigures do I have left in the deck? Ooh boy, I could lose to, oh no I couldn't. So let's go ahead and let's play this island out. So I'm going to cast the Innocent Blood. And if they try to crop rotation, I can Teachings for my Dispel. Okay, they didn't have it. Yeah, I can play this Angler and hold up Counterspell. That seems pretty good, actually. We might actually win this game because they stumbled a little bit there. I thought they'd be able to drop another threat. And I did hit, I was like lucky enough to hit a removal spell. So, is this a third Crusher? Sure. I counter you. Yep, looks like we locked this game up. We're gonna actually kill our opponent too, like we're not just gonna time him out. I guess I'll pick up the island. Means I can't really Teachings for anything, but I shouldn't need to. Colony Garden's fine. Doesn't do anything. Alright, an Aurochs Herd. I think I'll counter that still. I'll just Teachings for removal spell if they play something else that matters. Because I still have Doomblade. Alright. Just play that island out. Attack with my Angly Fish. Looks like we're going to beat this opponent fair and square. Fairly and squarely. This is another Aurochs Herd or Fangren Marauder. I guess I might as well exclude this. Or did I already use my exclude? I already used my exclude. I guess I'm gonna get false summoning. I don't really want to let these things resolve. Just in case he's got crop rotation for his second Sajiri step to protect them. I don't want to have to kill him like that. What costs 7? It's my opponent trying to play a Crusher, but they don't have enough. Okay, another Fangren Marauder is not a big deal. So my play here kind of depends on whether or not I want to time out my opponent or if I want to actually kill them fair and square. think I'll try to kill him fair and square, so I'm not going to attack here. Yeah, so if I were trying to just time out my opponent, I would just like trade these. Actually, I might just trade them anyway. Okay, so my opponent's on 0 cards. So I can teachings. I think I'm just going to teachings for teachings and then get Doomblade. Yeah. Crusher is fine. We'll trade these off. It is looking like I'll probably end up timing out my opponent here at the rate this is going. Let's go teachings, get my Doomblade. So I want to leave an island untapped just to kind of represent that I might have a counterspell. So it is possible we could still lose from here. Our opponent doesn't have any Ulamog's Crushers left, but another Fierce Empath into like a Fangor Marauder or something might be able to get us. Just like a regular Fangor Marauder. Okay, an Aurochs Herd. Yeah, I mean, it's one of their best draws. I do still have 1 Echoing Decay left, and I think 1 Evankar's Justice. It's pretty brutal. They kind of top decked a bunch of turns in a row here, and we've hit like 5 lands in a row or something. And I don't have any more removal spells that kill those. So I'm in teachings for teachings here. I'm gonna play Swamp. I'm gonna get to gain a lot of life with Crypt Incursion eventually, but not yet. Yeah, we're on a 3-turn clock. Might not win this game fair and square. Might lose it fair and square, but win it in the actual game here. Let's just get counterspell. I need them to miss this turn at least. Okay, they did. So I got the Echoing Decay. I only have the 1, I think. Yeah, so I boarded 1 out. It's possible I should have kept them in just so I could like double teachings for them. So I can teachings for Devour Flesh and kill one of these. Like I can kill the token with the Echoing Decay. Oop. It's F3 here. Crop rotation. See what my opponent gets. Hopefully they get another plant. Bajuka Bug, huh? Good thing I undid my F6. So let's teachings again. Kind of want to get Think Twice. I should probably just get Crypt Incursion. What do I want to do? So if I Agony Warp, I take 0 next turn. Maybe it's just Capsize. Okay, so I get the Capsize, and I capsize the token, and then I start hitting these. Okay, they hit a land. I'm gonna hit the Auroch first. Alright. There aren't any more Aurochs left in their deck, so there's nothing for them to get with it. There's already 2 in the graveyard. Deprive is a pretty decent one. So let's go ahead and capsize one of these right away, I think. just so I can pick up one of the lands. I don't want to get rid of the Bojuka Bog, or I don't want to play this. I'd like to get Crypt Incursion and kill their guys. I'm going to take the 4 just so I can cast Deprive on the other one on the way down. Although I might let one of them, I might let the first one resolve, just in case they've got something different. They've got something else. Let's go ahead and capsize that one. Okay. And then let's capsize this one. I actually might just save the Deprive because now I can capsize both their guys for the rest of the game. So I might save capsize just in case draw something a little better. Or save my Deprive, I mean. I gotta know for sure that this guy's not playing any Rolling Thunders, even though I haven't seen any of them yet. Okay. Alright, capsize 1. Alright, that should do it. So I'm gonna Echoing Decay the plant. Gonna Edict his Auroch. That should be enough. We did not draw many Edicts this match. My opponent gave me the GGs. So, looking like we might have won this one fair and square. My opponent would probably run out of cards before me, would be my guess. So, we did it. We're 2-2, going for that treasure chest in the final round. Hopefully don't run into Stompy or Affinity again. We're looking to play against mid-range decks with this deck. We want to play against Kudotha-Boros. We want to play against the blue-black deck. I like to play against the blue-red Delver deck. It's just too much slower than the regular Delver deck to really keep up with this deck. Want to play against those types of decks. Boggles, another great matchup. Mono Black, great matchup. So hopefully we see one of those in the final round. I'll see you guys there.